You now tuned into Difficult People Chronicles, Seriously Focused Johnnie, SF Johnnie. Today's a Q&A, the least I can do. My mother favors my two younger sisters. They are lighter than me, and we have different fathers. My mother and father didn't work out years ago because he said she was too controlling, and she didn't work out with my sister's father. The reason is unknown. I've struggled all my life in certain areas, just having a relationship with my mother. My mother never gave me anything, and she was never there for me, even though I lived under her roof. My father fully supported me. Just so you know how she is. When my sisters were pregnant with their firstborn, she went all out for them. When I was pregnant with my first, all she did was give orders. She's very confrontational when it comes to my husband. She cannot stand the fact that he is head of the household. I don't have a problem with that. The way she treats him is the reason why when I got married, I told my husband not to ask for my mother's consent because she's never going to approve. So he just asked my father. He has always been there. He's a great husband, no complaints. As for my sisters, they never had successful relationships. One of my sister's husband is in jail. The other left her for a side chick. And all the years, my sisters cannot take care of themselves fully. Although I have a great job, my husband makes sure we're taken care of. My dilemma is my mother's house, I found out, is in foreclosure. And if the foreclosure goes through, they want to live with us, all three of them, in our house. My mother said that this is the least we can do. Ever since I told my husband, he has been avoiding me and not wanting to talk to me about the situation. What should I do? What would you do if it was you? First I'm gonna say I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I don't want that to be me. But I would have a problem with it. I always tell people, go to God in prayer. But I know me, I know how I am wholeheartedly. Sometimes I'm human. I would sit there and I would just be like, I'm not doing it. Nope. No. Especially if I know that there's going to be a problem. As for your husband, he's probably stressed out thinking about the situation. Sometimes people will suck out your energy. And you got to think about it like this. Do you want drama or do you want peace? What would you like to do? Whatever you would like to do is what you need to tell your husband. See, you telling me the situation, but you never said what you would like to do. Because if you let them stay in your house, you cannot get mad when your house is not at peace because of the drama and the tension. Basically, in a nutshell, your situation, meaning when you got married to your husband, you say you have a wonderful husband and all this stuff. Your situation is better than your sister's, and if they come to live with you, that whole picture can change in a quick, like a snap of a finger. You have to go to God in prayer. And if you let them move in your house or stay there for a while, or however you want to put it, you're gonna have to go to a marriage counselor. Yeah. And basically, do you want your peace to be disrupted? That's the question you gotta answer. Me personally, I think, to be honest, I would just give them some money to go somewhere and stay somewhere else. But I'm not supporting them. And even though I'm saying this, that decision is really not engraved in stone. Because the way I am, like if people give me attitude and drama, that whole decision might change tomorrow. Another question is, why did the house go into foreclosure? Like you said that your sisters cannot take care of themselves fully. How old are they? Are they responsible? Like, do they work full time? How much was the mortgage that it went into foreclosure? Another question is, how long are they trying to stay with you and your husband? Because I'm real big on peace. I'm advocate, all that. I'll even wear the shirt peace. My thing is, if I know that someone is drama filled and things is about to go down where they're like, oh, we need to stay with you and all this other stuff, how long is it going to be? And how big is your house? Like, can they stay at your house for a certain period of time and stay like on the other side somewhere or upstairs where you don't see them and there's no drama and they don't come down into your house or whatever the situation is? That's you got a lot of questions to answer. When I was moving a few years ago, I stayed with a family member for a few weeks. And I made arrangements to give the person money for to buy stuff in the house because I offered to pay bills or whatever, but they said no, and still I contributed. And the reason being is that I don't like to lean or depend on people. So even though I found something and it wasn't ready, I was still actively looking just in case because I was trying to be out. And even though I was actively looking, I was also praying without ceasing. I would wake up in the middle of the night, go on the floor, lay down in a prostrate position, and I was praying, asking God, like, find me a good place to live in a decent neighborhood and everything. See, I had a plan, and even though landlords can be a piece of work when they tell you something is ready and it's not, I was still actively looking. And then the last time, like recently, when I made a move, I didn't stay with anybody. I stayed in a hotel. I stayed in a hotel for 1 whole month. Yes, I was airing from the hotel because with the COVID, it was just like, it was kind of difficult for some people to get their things out of the place in time, and it was just a lot of stuff. With the COVID, everything was a little, I would say, things was haywire. People were trying to figure out how to operate, even though, states was being closed down and companies and everything was going on. Yeah. And when I stayed in the hotel, I stayed in a hotel that was near a place where there was a lot of eateries, and the hotel had a mini fridge and a microwave, and I had a plan. Until the place was ready. I mean, I spent money staying in a hotel, but it had to work for the time being. And the real reason is that why I stayed in the hotel the last time is because when you do certain things, like, you need to be somewhere for a particular time frame, and someone calls you a refugee as a joke, you start to look at your plans a little differently. I don't lean on people, but I didn't like the joke. It wasn't cute and it wasn't funny. I didn't get mad. I just made other decisions. I said, if there's a next time around, this is what I won't be doing. But I was actively looking, like yesterday. There's been times when, like, even when I was younger and I was in between moves, and let's say your what is it called? The lease is like up, and then you're moving to another place, and then there's a 2-week gap. I even offered a friend one time, and I was just like, look, can I stay on your couch for 2 weeks? I will pay you. I'll even pay your rent, and I'm gonna put my stuff in storage. And the person said no. But then when a situation changed where they was in a situation and whatever happened with their rent, there was nothing I could say. I was like, that's not my problem, because that had nothing to do with me. Yeah. So, but with your situation, yeah, you need to go to God in prayer, and if they move in your house, you need to go to a marriage counselor. And there's an option. Option could be that you give them some money to stay elsewhere. It's 3 of them. Rent a big room somewhere, because they have rooms that's the size of a living room, and they could all stay there. It's unfortunate if your mother was a sweet, kind, nice person and not disrespectful, because the part that's disrespectful is when she said that's the least you can do. I don't know. Each his own. You have to. But whatever your situation is, you're going to have to discuss it with your husband. And you're going to have to hear what he has to say. Because the decision really is not yours alone. It's our house, not your house. So you have to talk to your husband. Because that one big situation can mean a lot. It can mean a lot. It could mean your marriage becomes on the rocks when they move in. Like, everything be good like the first week, and then second week rolls in and y'all are trying to hurt each other. And in the marriage, he feel like he don't want to stay there, whatever, God forbid. Or they come to stay and everything is good, but they don't want to contribute, and 1 week ends up being like 6 months, God forbid. Yeah, or she tries to tell you how to run the household. These are things you got to think about. But what I didn't see, like I said, is you did not state what you would like to do. Sometimes when people come, when they come with a problem, come with some solutions. Because you can't look for people to always make the decision for you. So that's it for today. If you have a suggested topic, put in the subject box topic, and email me for one-on-one sessions. Go to my website, check me out on YouTube, Facebook, check out my store. All the links is underneath. And if you haven't done so, check out my past episode. It's a special episode. It's called Your Money Matters, The Perception of Money. Have a blessed week. Love me more and I love you more. Later.